Okay, this is a quick tutorial to show you how to make yarn towels.
You see
You
that?
want to make sure you get your yarn with, it has to be 100% acrylic so that
100%
later on
acrylic?
when you try
Okay.
to melt it together, it'll blend together and stick good to each
Now
other.
focus on the cutting
Start
board.
by, get an object that's about the length that you want them to be. I'm using a cutting board, so I just wrap my string around 1,000,000 times because you're going to need a lot of yarn. So I'm going to fast forward this part a little bit so it goes a little faster, but you just wrap, 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 wrap. And this is what you'll be using to wind together your yarn falls. And get them right off good. Once you're done with that, I just set the yarn aside somewhere and put up a hook somewhere. I used a hanger. I just put it underneath a heavy TV so that I had something to make my loops with. And I pick the strings I want and fold it even with each other. And then you split the two colors. You can do one color. You do it the same way. You just use one color. I kind of mixed mine up. I did some black and pink and some white and pink, some just black, some pink, some just this beige white color. And you just wind it down. You do it over and over and over again. I used about 8 in some of them, 8 white, 8 pink. Some of them I used less, some more. I wanted different sizes. But yeah, you do that about 100 times, so your knuckles are going to get sore. Mine are actually very swollen today. I'm also going to fast forward some of these parts so that you get the point. You just keep making them and you end up with that a whole bunch. So just wind, wind, wind until you get to the bottom. You are going to need the clear plastic binders to hold them together at the bottom. I just got a package of about 100 of them. You might need more if you decide to use 120 or so if you want 60 on each. I did 50 on each of myself. So here's the little elastic things I use. Just wrap that up really good. And then I used a damp towel. My towel was already damp because I had made a whole bunch, but when you're first making them, I would wet the towel down good first. And also you're going to take a squirt bottle and squirt it into the thread there. Squirt it up on both sides. You want to focus on the bottom here when you're using your flat iron. I would already have that turned on at the highest setting it can go. You will be pressing the flat iron down onto the thread for about 10 to 20 seconds. The longer the better. And you want to do that with the towel on it the first time down the thread. I'm going to speed this part up too. You get the point. It's a time-consuming process. And careful not to melt your rubber band off the bottom. I did end up taking the towel off just to focus on the top and bottom. You don't want to have the flat iron straight on there for too long, especially with these light colored ones. It will burn and it will leave a burn mark that you can kind of squeeze down, especially near the bottom where it's going to come undone. You want to get that mended together very good, and then the top part too, up by where you make your loop. And you just go up and down. The least amount you have to go on the actual thread with your flat iron, the better. It's better in a towel. And then you just snip off the excess part at the bottom. And there you have one. We'll do that about 100 to 120 times in whatever colors you want, or combination of colors. When you're done making all those, take them and take your elastic headband and you attach each of them. I put about 50 on each elastic band. So the first band, the very first one you put in, you loop it around and knot it around the first part. to hold it on there, and then you just loop the other 50 or so right through until you get to the very end. And I'm going to speed this part up too a little bit so you don't have to do that. That takes quite a bit of time as well. And then once you get to the very last one that you want on there, you'll do the same thing as you did for the first one, the looping it around. I used an elastic band that didn't have a metal piece. If you have one with a metal piece, sometimes it's easier to get it through the loop there. But here's once you get to the very end, you'll have quite a few on there by then. There's the other one that I did. That's the first one. That one's already all looped. Get the last few on there. And then you'll put the loop through again just like you did for the very first one and pull it tight towards the rest. Then find your little excess knot from the front and pull that out so you have two little binders on each side. And that's what you'll use to wrap it into your buns that you have on top of your head. And then that's how I did my balls. I hope this tutorial helped you out.